us as well. Dr. Ganesan, you're a man of science. You look at maths, you look at various mathematical models. Please tell me, which model can justify what is unfolding before you right now? That is this a problem of sheer irresponsible behavior? If let's say if say 60 to 70% of these sadhus and sons would have been vaccinated, do you think that we can take the denominator away then of just what is the potential of this group becoming a group equal to a super spreader?
Good evening to all. Good evening to the eminent panel members. I do not want to go into the details about which group is doing, which community is doing, right? I just list down a couple of reasons, and also it's very difficult to justify just like because of one reason the COVID is spreading. So obviously, as I mentioned in the previous speech also, right? One is the COVID appropriate behavior. I don't think we are fully following it. And also the mutation of virus. Dr. Bakai is the right person to tell about it. Maybe now it's more aggressive than the previous variants, and maybe they're winning antibodies. So there could be several reasons. It's a complex process. So one can say that, okay, because of this rally, because of this event, the other event, it could be spreading, but I'm not the person unless otherwise I see the data. I do not want to take a stand on it.
Fair enough.
But definitely there is a possibility, right? When you have a crowd and then if the COVID appropriate behavior is not there, then definitely there is a possibility of spreading. And as I mentioned even before, right? So the main problem is we have not learned lesson from the previous waves. We know what exactly it was not like unknown entity now, as we mentioned, right? We know exactly what to do in order to prevent. So, for example, we say that mutation of virus, different variants are more main reason for spreading faster. But unfortunately, we do not have any medical or the scientific effort to stop it. What we can do at the moment is about the COVID appropriate behavior.
Therefore, can I ask you, Dr. Ganesan, do you then think that actually the only way forward for us to deal with this crisis is the only way forward a lockdown? Is the only way forward a lockdown? Because we will not mend our ways. There is an election which is being fought in West Bengal, so we have to celebrate the lakhs of people who will come to these rally grounds, and we don't know what happens to these people who come to these rally grounds. What is the spurt? I'd love to see data. How many people are testing positive in areas where there are election rallies which are being held? But this data, I don't know if we'll ever get that data. Therefore, I don't think we'll never get that data. So therefore, is a lockdown just an inevitable scenario then?
So lockdown again is a brute force, right? So one has to think about the economy. The policymakers are the right people to decide about it. But unfortunately, if the situation continues as what we are seeing, and especially in the last 1 week or 2 weeks, it looks like we are heading towards that direction. But maybe the local lockdown, immediate effect, maybe the long-term effect also. Right. So what I see, the really worrying factor is now the active cases. I'm not worried about the total and so on and so, right? Active cases as on today is about 1.2 million. And our projection shows it will be beyond 1.5 million, right? And it may even go around somewhere around 2 million between 20th of April to 10th of June. That's the scenarios, the couple of scenarios are projecting. Which means even if I take like a 4%, again, I'm not a medical expert to talk about who needs ventilation and so on. But from the news, I can see that at least 4% of the people, even if the 4% need ventilation from 1.5 to 2 million population. So we really need across India around 60,000 to 80,000 ventilators. Are we equipped with? So these are the things one should debate, and then the policymakers should think about it. And in addition to that, when it comes to the crowd and the gatherings and other things, I have just one question to a general public to think about it. It's not to any political party, it's not to any religious people. Just to think, when we have exams without classes, when we have promotions all pass without exams, why can't we have elections without rallies? Why can't we have religious events without gatherings?
I think that's a good point. That's a good point you make.
It's all about our mindset and faith.
You see, Professor Ganeshan, unfortunately, when it comes to political expediency, often political expediency scores over all logic and all rational that scientific minds like you may think. I don't think in the middle of this election, there would be one single political party which would have shown the courage of saying that we will not allow for this none. Because not allowing for this none runs a danger of converting a political party into being an anti-Hindu political party. And at this time of India's political trajectory, it's an impossible scenario for any political party, irrespective of what the costs are. You can have board exams, you cannot have board exams. You can have all kinds of online facilities which can be created for Indian economy. But when it comes to faith and when it comes to Hindu faith, there is no way that any political party in India can run the risk of going the other way. And that fundamentally is a real problem. Well, thanks to all of you for joining us on our lead story tonight. As I slip into a break, here's another ground report of what's really happening in another part of India. Just see what our reporter Gaurav is finding out of what's happening in another village around